Good evening, America. This is the Silver Sun speaking, Jonathan, coming to you from the Pacific, somewhere off the east coast of Australia. It's Sunday night in America, Monday afternoon here, and it appears that the alt-right, which was staging an armed march in capitals and in DC, have done a no-show to great relief and it's a great relief that my message got through to the alt-right, that they understood how precarious and dangerous the situation was over the past few days, and how we could have been playing into their hands, doing a job for them. Americans killing Americans. Some are made this way. Some are born this way. But I choose to be this way. And for some individuals, Republican or Democrat, conservative or liberal, it's a choice. Others, not so much. But you can't choose not to be American. It's something that's ingrained in you. It's something that you're born with. It's cherished democratic ideals that we hold on to. Freedom, liberty, pursuit of happiness. These are ideals that we should all embrace, regardless of the party that's in power. If we lose focus, if we lose sight, America and the fragile experiment for the last 243rd year will come to an end. Many are predicting a authoritarian rule post that. Some people thought now was the time to put that authoritarian rule in power. I think not. I think we can make it better. I think we can prosper and grow and enrich ourselves in what we know to be true, in what we know and believe in, and what America has come to us to mean. So, I am an American. And this type of intellect up here, it doesn't come from anywhere else. In my prime, it was state of the art. But over the past year, the past 15 years, I've had treasure stolen from other monarchs, the Windsors, for example. I've had people stealing tech, using tech against me, or my own tech against me, in my own house. I've had my Holy Spirit, which has been endowed, begotten by Elohim, to be harvested and absorbed. It really seems fickle, but I'm kind of thinking that the Catholic Church kind of is a black market chemical factory where they harvest these chemicals from the human body, and you go to your priest and he's your dealer for all these types of chemicals, including love. Love is a chemical. So that's another story. I'll have to put that aside. I'm throwing out there a bit of a brain fart. The crisis has been averted, and a lot of people could have died. And I believe that it was getting Biden into power is part of my efforts and the alt left, the progressive left, in getting Biden back into power. The Bernie Bros, the other socialists, even probably some of, I'm speculating who's out in the future and who can dictate the terms by which we can commit to this political combat. But it really comes down to Bernie and I and the Bernie Bros and everyone else on the left who got Biden into power. And it's those same people that could have perished on the 6th of January. So things are still precarious, things are still dangerous, and I'm troubled. I'm worried about the future for us now, for me, since I have gone on the record I've spoken to you, I've spoken. I get work done in my sleep. I speak to other G8 members, the corporate elite, and we all realize how fragile and how precarious the situation is for America, and we really have to kind of fight the good fight and learn how to assume the postures and the understanding of our better angels. So it was really touch and go on January 6th for a lot of people in Congress. They all were there, and they all it was really close, and a lot of good people could have died if the mob was able to get hold of those members in Congress. So yeah, and a lot of people are calling me out saying that I've done something wrong by alerting everyone to the present and what's going on in the future. This is the future. Tomorrow has arrived, and 25 million people have been added to the electoral rolls. Where did they come from? I just think that they had their rights restored. Anything post 2020 is possible for DACA, for the Dreamers. Because these people's rights have been allowed, because tomorrow has come, the future is here, and they can now partake in the electorate. This is something that's given freely to most people. So it's post 2020. the electorate is diversified now, but there's a lot of Latinos who are voting, who voted for Trump in the millions. And they believe in, it really is a fine line between how you celebrate your patriotism. Because if you're wearing the red, white, and blue, you wear the flag like a garment. Why do you need a gun just to call yourself a patriot? Why do you need to be enthralled in the flag while carrying heat? Packing a gun doesn't make you more of a patriot. It turns it into something that that what we saw on the 6th of January. I don't own a gun. My dad owns guns. He uses them as killing rabid animals and shooting skunk off his property, and using it in a tool, in a sense, to get rid of pests on his farm. My dad's not a fascist. My uncle Leonard fought the Nazis in World War II. We come from a long line of German and Irish heritage, pioneers, mercantile people who were able to start businesses and prosper and go into other fields of intellectual higher education and prosper. But we're not fascists, and that's something that these elite Nazis that I have to associate with, these elite communists I have to associate with, the elite the police state I have to associate with, they do not respect that I am not a fascist. And they're trying to manifest this hatred of Jews. I have a love-hate relationship with Jews. I love Noam Chomsky. I love I'm in love with Jews from Hollywood. I grew up with their ideals, a liberal kind of education from Hollywood I got. But it's not about letting ex-cons vote. It's not about being pro-choice. It's not about being not having a register for pedophiles. I mean, those are all things that I'm against. So I'm coming to you pleading that we can tone down this fascist type of rhetoric coming from the Republican Party, conservatives. I mean, the military, they were involved on January 6th. But if it's not now, it doesn't bother them. They can persist, they can suckle from the teat of the state, and they can get their black ops, they can get their tanks, they can get their advanced weaponry, they can push the war games to further and beyond. But now it's not the time for authoritarian rule. We do have to purge the lobbyists, these types of Jew bots and Jew heads. We have to purge these people because they're corrosive to our democracy. They're corrosive to the machinery in DC. I am not a fortunate son. My dad is not a senator. Look at Hunter, for example. He's a fortunate son. Look at McCain. He's a fortunate son. But I'm not a fortunate son. But I go for Nebraska Cornhuskers. I go for Liverpool. I went for Warunga Tigers. These are all red and white teams. My dad wants me to go for St. George, another red and white team. But I'm colours aside. We take care of the ones you're responsible for in your lives. Everyone. Don't ship them off to an aged care home simply because you don't want to pay the money of a nurse for your family members. Do the right thing by your family members. Come together, and because we're at another era here, and if you're in your mid 40s, we have to prepare our parents for they face later in life. They're not going to be ready without us. We have to take care of them. It's a responsibility. We have to come together for our own family needs and get ready for the next era. A lot of people will it's changing of the guards, 2020. It is. It's changing of the guards. And what's going on upstairs? I can't shift to higher planes because communists working for Obama from Hollywood have taken my tech and taken my equipment. So I can't go up there. Even American Valhalla, look that up. I can't go up there. I can't get up there. And I can't get out of my body, my shell. So a lot of work has to be done on my part for me to get me where I want to go, to sort stuff out and take reins to reign, because it's 43 years of preordained a preordained monarchist. 43 years of a man who is living his ideals, being an example to the world, but attaining more titles than anyone could believe. And yes, I am that person that Midas Yahoo talks about, king without a crown. That is me. But I came with these titles before I incarnated in life. So realize that before you make another move against me, Hollywood. Realize that before you make another move against me, Hillary. Realize that before you make another move against me. So hold on to your cherished ideals about America. But when you're doing it packing, you're saying that the other people don't have, their choices aren't valid, or their ideals don't matter dirt to you, that you can put a bullet through their flag and say, enough. You can't. This is not the way to do it. We have to unite. We have to come together, and we have to realize what is best for America, and that's it's on both sides of the aisle. I'm sorry, but the best of America is on both sides of the aisle, and we have to call for unity, and we have to bring together the best and brightest to make us all prosper in the next 4 years. Okay, thank you. Cheers.